Good morning, everyone. Today, we are going to discuss to you about the Entamoeba histolytica. So, phylum Sarcodina under class Lobosi, in which we are going to focus on Entamoeba histolytica, presented by Astudillo Michel and Sitoy Chesnaclear. So here is the introduction. Kingdom under Protesta, subkingdom under Protozoa, phylum under Sarcomastigophora and subphylum Sarcodina, class Lobosi, subclass Gymnomoeba, order Amoebida, suborder Tobillina, genus Entamoeba, species under Histolytica. So here is the introduction. Entamoeba histolytica, it is a cosmopolitan parasitic protozoan of human large intestine, so which is a causative agent of amoebiasis. Amoebiasis manifests with persistent diarrhea containing mucus or blood, accompanied by abdominal pain, flatulence, nausea, and fever. So if you have Entamoeba histolytica, so it means that you have also amoebiasis. It is the third most common cause of parasitic death in the world, is caused by Entamoeba histolytica protozoa with pseudopodia. So what is Entamoeba histolytica? It is an amoerobic parasite amoebozoan, part of the genus Entamoeba, predominantly infecting humans and other primates, causing amoebiasis. Histolytica is estimated to infect about 35 to 50 million people worldwide. Histolytica infection is estimated to kill more than 55,000 people each year. So, another also meaning about this Entamoeba histolytica, it is a tiny parasite which is spread through human feces. Often there are no symptoms, but sometimes it causes diarrhea, nausea, which it is a feeling of sickness in the stomach, and weight loss. So these are some symptoms na imo ma feel or imo ma experience kung naanay parasite sa imo tiyan, sa imo yes, sa ina imo bation. So here is also the characteristic of Entamoeba histolytica. So Sarcomastigophora, it is the phylum Sarcomastigophora, belongs to the Protesta or Protactesta kingdom, and it includes many unicellular or colonial, autotrophic or heterotrophic organisms. It is characterized by flagellae, pseudopodia, or both. It is phyletic, and it is not a universally recognized classification. So, where are Sarcomastigophora found? A majority of species in this group are free living and can be found in aquatic environments across the world. Some also exist as parasites of animals and plants and are capable of causing disease. So, medical definition of Sarcodina, it is a subphylum or other taxonomic group of protozoan of the phylum Sarcomastigophora that includes protozoans forming pseudopodia, which ordinarily serve as organs for locomotion and taking food. So, where can you find a Sarcodina? The majority of species live in the marine aquatic environments, but some occur in freshwater and are important members of the soil fauna, and some are parasitic in the intestinal tracts of vertebrates and invertebrates. So, ato siya makuha sa mga, especially when we eat meat and sa mga gulay na dili fresh, and also makuansab na sila sa water, especially if it is contaminated water or contaminated food. So, amoy nga din nato sila makuha. So, Lubusi, a class of amoeboid eukaryotes that forms either filiform sub-pseudopodia or lobopodia. Amoebida is the animal order including amoebas. Entamoebidae also, it is a taxonomic family of class Archamoebe. The distinctive characteristic of Archamoebe is the absence of mitochondria. Those Entamoebidae includes species that carry out anaerobic respiration. Many of them are parasites or commensals in the digestive system of arthropods and vertebrates. So here is the life cycle of the amoebiasis. Cysts and tropozoites are passed in feces image. Cysts are typically found in formed stool, whereas tropozoites are typically found in diarrhea stool. Infection with Entamoeba histolytica occurs via ingestion of mature cyst image from fecally contaminated food, water, or hands. Exposure to infectious cyst and tropozoites in fecal matter during sexual contact may also occur. Excitation image occurs in the small intestine and tropozoites image are released, which migrate to the large intestine. Tropozoites may remain confined to the intestinal lumen or the non-invasive infection, with individuals continuing to pass cysts in their stool. Tropozoites can invade the intestinal mucosa or blood vessels, reaching extraintestinal sites such as the liver, brain, and lungs. Tropozoites multiply by binary fission and produce cyst image, and both stages are passed in the feces image. Cysts can survive days to weeks in the external environment and remain infectious in the environment due to the protection conferred by their walls. Tropozoites passed in the stool are rapidly destroyed once outside the body, and if ingested would not survive exposure to the gastric environment. Amoeba is a single-celled protozoan organism that constantly changes its shape. So amoeba, from the Greek word, it is amoebe, which means change. So here is the structure of amoeba. So in Entamoeba histolytica, there are intestinal amoeba and free-living amoeba, in which there are two types of intestinal amoeba. We have the pathogenic and non-pathogenic. In pathogenic, it is the Entamoeba histolytica is under in pathogenic, and in non-pathogenic, the Entamoeba dispar, Entamoeba moscovici, and Entamoeba coli, and also the Entamoeba gingivalis. And also in free-living amoeba, under of this is the Acanthamoeba spp and the Naegleria fowleri and also the Balapothia mandrillalis. O diba, na-stress ako dili abay pronounce. So here is the habitat of Entamoeba histolytica. Present in the mucosa and submucosa of large intestine. So here is the morphology of Entamoeba histolytica. Entamoeba histolytica has three stages. We have tropozoite, second we have precyst, and also the last one is the cyst. So, tropozoite. Tropo, which means food, zoint, which means zone. Invasive form of the parasite pass only in feces of patients with active dysentery. It measures also in 0 to 8, 0 to 30 um. Cytoplasm has a clear ectoplasm and a granular endoplasm. So here is the structure of tropozoite. We have the pseudopodia, pellicle, food vacuole, nucleus, ectoplasm, and also the endoplasm. So endoplasm contains RBC and food vacuoles. Ingested RBC are characteristics features of E. histolytica but not E. dispar. So as you can see, tropozoite is in which in feeding vacuole filled with RBC, presence of endosome and pseudopod. Nucleus is single, spherical, 4 to 6 size, contains centra-dot-like compact kerysome surrounded by fine peripheral chromatin. Pseudopod also is long finger-like projections of endoplasm through ectoplasm, or the organ of locomotion. Tropozoites are motile with active or unidirectional progressive and purposeful movement. So in precyst, it is the intermediate stage between tropozoite and cyst. It is also an oval with blunt pseudopodia. So cyst, it is the infection form of the parasite found in formed stool. It is a spherical shape and measures 10 to 20 and it is covered with smooth chitinous wool that makes them resistant to gastric acid and other adverse conditions. So as you can see in the structure in quadrinucleated cyst, there are four nuclei that already formed inside the chitinous wall. So which means ang parasite nag-start na siya pagka-form inside sa chitinous wall. Nuclear structure are same as tropozoites, so unenucleated chromatid body and a large glycogen mass. So quadrinucleated, it is a mature cyst present only in the gut lumen. They never invade intestinal wall. So in life cycle is simple and completed in single host. Infective form, it is mature quadrinucleated cyst. And in mode of transmission, we have the fecal-oral route, sexual contact, vector, most common, rare, and very rarely. So again, this is the structure of the life cycle. Multiplication, it is the metacystic tropozoite are carried by peristaltic movements to ileocacal region and divide by binary fission. They also colonize mucosal surfaces and crypts of large intestine, in which in this multiplication process, after mature cyst, excitation, tropozoites, then the multiplication process will be followed, in which under in multiplication followed, it will divide it into two. We have the cyst and tropozoites. So in which in this stage, ang parasites magkuha na siya magkadako na siya, magkadamo na siya, kumbaga nabuo na ang parasite inside our intestine.